Yo, what's up? What's up? Yeah. So yeah, we saw what happened yesterday in the election. Um, you know, I believe that there was some cheating going on. I believe that some things really ain't right, completely right about it, and I really believe that the decision, you know, well, it will be overturned. Um, yeah, I believe in the fact that this election is about, the direction that this country is about to go in, or the direction that it's headed in, and I believe that I am one that believe that you know really. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Trump is really is to be the one who represents, you know, God's grace. Now, that's not to say that, first of all, Trump, the presidents, period, we're they're not Jesus, they're not, God at all. They're, not who we just look up to totally depend on and all that. But there is an importance as to who God appoints to be seated on the throne, well, what we call presidents now. And I am one that do believe that Trump really is the one that is supposed to be representative of, the grace that God is placing, is giving this country. And, you know, the fact that he wants to uplift biblical, he wants to honor biblical principles, values, and stuff like that. Yes, we know that he uh, the way that he acts and talks and all that, the way that he is as a person, we have allowed that to cloud our judgment. And you know I really believe that a whole lot of Christian people really missed it when it came to this. A whole lot of people really don't understand what's really going on with this. And I'm not trying to get into all this. Oh no, America officially be judged. Oh no, you better get right. You better get. I'm not like that. But I do understand some things. And I'm not trying to get into trying to be a prophet and get into just saying stuff that God ain't really just gave me to say. But there are certain things that I do believe that I see for myself. Yes, and having listened to some prophetic people, because God really does use prophets in these days. And prophecy, there is a method to prophecy. It's not always just God said that this was going to happen, and then it just instantly boom, magically just happened, just because the word, you get the word from God saying that it's going to happen. Um, but and yes, you do have to test the spirit by the spirit. You do have to see who's really legit. And as far as I'm concerned, I only listen to people where I say that I really believe is legit about things. But at the same time, no, it's not about just totally putting, total confidence and trust, you know, in another person, period. But there are things that I have seen for myself as to to show that that it is true that according to what I've seen and what I believe, that Trump is supposed to be the one that that God has appointed, to be president. There are a few, there are, the Bible, in the Bible, like Israel, they were given kings or whatever rulers according to their spiritual condition, and the last probably the last few presidents we done had has been according to this nation's progression, downward progression of their, of his spiritual condition. I made a post. I said something in a fake, and it's not just because I said it and all that, but what I believe that I came to me was to make a post saying, America is in desperate, critical need to be delivered from its, okay, and if you understand what this is about, from its many techo euphorsin condition, you know. And I said that kind of concerning the fact that, really, that's my way of saying that Trump needs to stay president right now, And, just another 4 years of grace, that still ain't no time to play around with. And that's what I believe that that's what it's come down to is either grace or judgment. But like I said before, I'm not getting off into this frenzy of, oh no, the wrong one won. Oh no, America finna be judged. It's finna turn into a communist country. It's finna be attacked. I'm not, I'm not getting on that level about it. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna try to speak nothing specific that God ain't gave me about nothing. I'm not gonna try to get into fear mongering as far as I'm concerned. You know, just live life as usual. Just, of course, as Christians, we're to be obeying and, doing what we supposed to be doing anyway. We just gonna have to probably, we just gonna have to step it up anyway. I personally gonna have to step things up in my spiritual, uh, on my spiritual job. But this whole thing, I kind of look at it like, I guess the memo just didn't go out to everybody, to Christians. This just the way that I'm looking at it. I'm up here like, Christians up here celebrating somebody that's the policies that they want to implement, and you celebrating that versus someone wanting to lift up biblical values and morals. Just because he's a little crazy, or you're not sure if he a man of God. Where actually, when it comes to this presidency stuff, it's not necessarily about whether or not they are a man of God or saved, this and that. It's about the fact that they at least honor God in what they do. And when I say honor God, I'm talking about, they don't do things that go against God and then make laws that kind of make you have to really compromise your beliefs and standards in order to be in compliance with the law. you know and see, what we not understanding is, and a whole lot of Christian people are missing it, is, you know, I don't even want to say it, but uh, I mean, what are we going to be prepared to do if it comes down to having to have to compromise what we know that the Word of God says about certain things when it comes to, you know, just certain policies, certain laws that say you can't do this unless you have this, or you can't do this unless you do this, and that the thing that you're saying, that they're saying that you can't, that you have to do, the very Word of God tells us not to do. or not do something that the Word of God tells us to do. Now when it comes to this thing about the lockdowns and all of that, this was I'll say that this was a fair across the board type of thing. A lot of people, a lot of churches that were, talking about, I'm gonna be open anyway, this and that, and you got these big masses of people. One of the ways we had to look at this particular situation was, through the guise of, the children of Israel during the time of when God was trying to get them delivered out of Egypt, but God used the plague to, to on Pharaoh's people, but God told them, gave them instructions about, being shut in and, having the blood on the doorposts, eating the lamb and stuff like that. Well, this here wasn't about, them just trying to stop people from going to church and all that. A lot of churches kind of forced the government's hand at kind of making them have to do certain things because of them not complying with the fact that not complying with